Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Tales from the Crypt, where I look at a few build guides that I have saved in probably the last 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. Uh, I can't claim that I've come up with all of them. In fact, I probably came up with like 20% of them. Most of them are just builds that I saw around that I felt were fairly interesting to take a look at. Mia is trailing in the background, so you might hear her. She is in heat, as she seems to be most of the times. But anyways, let me show you what app I use. My app is called Builder for FEH. Disregard the other games that you see. They are, well, you might have guessed what company I work for by seeing those. But yeah. Um, this app lets you do a couple things. By the way, this post is not sponsored by them at all. I just enjoy using this app and it hasn't died on me, which is more than I can say about the one that I was using previously. Basically, you select your hero, you can select Summer Support, Resplendent Hero or not, you can select merges, boons, and banes, and then you just pick a skill and you've got your options. The only thing that I don't like about this is that you can only select one blessing bonus, so I can only give a unit let's say an Altina blessing and not an Naga blessing as well. It's either or, so I have to remember it when making calcs. The good news is this app also lets me do calcs. I just need to create builds for each unit. So, well, this is just the basic Alphonse. This is with the an Alphonse with the IVs that I have. Just something that I put in just for calcs. But Alphonse can also do this. If you were to give him Times Pulse or Quicken Pulse, he could play the role of an Ophelia because he's got a slaying weapon. His AoE specials will be 3 cooldown. That means that with Special Spiral, which he comes with, he will only need to hit once, which is what he's gonna do to get it back. Of course, you will need one special acceleration, which you can get from Times Pulse, Quicken Pulse, or Infantry Pulse, just the one of those. And yeah, there's your AoE special hit and run user. Um, One thing that's important to note is his weapon gives him in combat stats, so you're not gonna get your these bonuses are only gonna affect your hit and not your AoE special, but that is why we run life and death. Visible buffs are also good. Attack plus 3 ends up being the best seal if you run Times Pulse, which is kind of silly because you want visible stats. The alternative would be running Quicken Pulse and Res Smoke, or Res Smoke and Attack plus 3 if you can give him Times Pulse, if you can give him Infantry Pulse. Next up, we have a couple on builds. We have Swift Sparrow 3 Luna, which is the one I'm currently using, with null follow-up. I still like Wings on mine a little bit more because it gives me range, it gives me reach. Then we have Sturdy Impact Luna, which used to be my favorite. I think right now I'm starting to like Swiss Sparrow a little bit more for those juicy doubles. This one has Hardy Bearing. I don't run Hardy Bearing on my own. Um, Altina, which build is this? Okay, this is just regular old. Oh, Speed Smoke Twin Blades? I have no idea what this is about. Here is Averse, those are the regular builds. Era, this is the era that I'm working towards. I just need Times Pulse to get one hit Gale Forces off. Um, this is the Azura that I've been running. This is an Altina that I saw. She is fully supportive. Even at low merges, the warding stance isn't necessary, but she gets to run Wakasa for the. Is this chill defense? I think it's chill defense. Yeah, she's a triple chill user for an IP comp on AR defense. One neat thing about this app is that you get to create and add your own tags for your units. So I might able to do this, and I get to select the units for arena that I have. Um, Let me go back and forth. Let's see if this switches back. And by the way, this app, the language is the language of your device. So, well, I've given it English language for skills, but the UI is gonna be in Italian in my case. Um, Bram standard. Bronya. This is a fairly maxed out Bronya, except Sturdy Blow is from when Death Blow Seal wasn't invented yet. I have a couple Canagis builds. And which one am I running as of right now? I think I'm running the latest one, the final one. Yeah, I have a couple Camilla builds just to try and see if I could still make her work, but she is just a bad investment. Don't build your Camilla. Corin, the one thing that I would say about Corin is that at this point, dragons can run repel and close call, and I might be putting I'm if repel or close call gets a rerun, which I am assuming they will before next month. I will be giving her either of those, and I will try running her on probably possibly even on Astra as a tank. I don't know how much and how often she would outperform Rape Ike. However, I could give her a support such as Matilda, who will give her a +4 speed from her weapon, I think, and +6 from Seal and C slot. Which, yeah, it should be +10 speed. Mine has res IVs because when I merged her up, I chose resistance. Those skills close call didn't exist just yet, but I still think that she would be a very good repel tank. Donald, just a basic build. Air Force, just a basic build. Now, Eureka is somebody that I tried to make work for a while, and I feel that with bonus doubler and what's his name? Caden, she would be doing very well. As of right now, perhaps there are better users of those skills, but she has 44 or 41 speed depending on your IVs. That should count for something, right? With bonus doubler, close call, phantom speed, a near, or rather than phantom speed, you could also be using swift stance supported by a Caden, giving speed and resistance. She should be fairly tanky. That said, bonus doubler prevents you from running distant counter, and I feel that a melee tank needs distant counter much more than a ranged tank needs close counter. That is because ranged tanks have basically, if a ranged tank has somebody in their face and somebody behind them, they will be able to walk back and hit the one in their face who was previously in their face, whereas melee units don't have that luxury. Elliewood, by the way, I have switched. The first one is a build for offense, the second one is a build for defense. By the way, I did switch my Elliewood build on my AR. I actually changed two sets. I changed my Sothis set and I changed my Elliewood set. My Sothis set is fairly ridiculous, really. I ended up doing this. My Elliewood ended up missing Gale Forces because he often ended up attacking ranged users without close counters. So I gave him quick impulse so that he will be able to Gale Force and kill a second unit. And so I decided to do this. I gave her distant defense, guard, and deflect missile. This means that fuck your legendary leaves, you're not gonna fucking kill her. You will have to double her to dance in front of her, but you're not getting your ultimate back. So, of course, she is weak to Bolt Tower. There's nothing that I can do there. I don't think there's a way to change my bolt tower position. Ah shit, I was supposed to. Sorry. Okay, I was supposed to break this. Sorry. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's not a lot of damage, and you will kill. However, then you would need to get your dancer in position. I mean, it's still doable for Leaf, so this is not gonna be immune to legendary Leaf, but I feel that at least I'm a little more defended against him. So let's go back here. Shit, and now it reloaded. The one downside is it consumes a lot of RAM. So if you have lots of apps open and you switch back and forth between them, it might die on you. Brave Hollywood is a unit that I tried using. Didn't go as well as I hoped for. His weapon, well, while it gives him bonus stats, yeah, he would need heavy blade and quick impulse effects. So yeah, not good enough for Gale Force. This is just a nest. This is my attempt at an infinite miracle on Felicia. What you might see is that she's got 39 attack. She is not going to damage anybody at all. So yeah, I don't think she is. I ended up building one, but I don't think that she's good enough. This is a speed stacking pure I found on Reddit. I never end up using her, but I could try her. If it's water season again next week, I could try her over a legendary leaf setup, just to do tanking. This is basically what I use my dual Alphonse for. Here she will have bonus stats, so yeah, it might be better. This is a Hawkeye, just to see how he would perform. I ended up not building him. This is a Henry. I built this one fully defensive to be a counter to Bramimond. Realistically, you're gonna want something else, especially in the seal and A and possibly even B slot, because Corvus Tome has one fantastic thing, and that is that it inflicts special cooldown -1 on the opponent. So it's got a guard effect built in, which is wonderful because I am dedicating my A skill on Sophia to a premium stance. He doesn't need that. And since he is able to run distant defense for, he is basically he is neutralizing all visible buffs from the opponent. So that's great. That said, he also does no fucking damage. That's 43 damage. Of course, he's gonna give his opponent what? Resistance -6. That's cool. Let's say it's 49 attack. It's still fucking garbage at +10/+10. Let's look at my Sophia. Where are you at, baby? Okay, here we are. Yeah, 56 or 59 actually, +3 from resistance. So that's way more attack than Henry. Henry has literally no damage. So rather than Soul, he would have to be running Bonfire, Ignis, Glaciers, something like that. A damaging special. And he would have to change his A and Seal and possibly B slot. This was just a test that I was running, so don't think too much about it. I was just trying to find a tank that would nullify Bramimond. He doesn't take any damage from Bramimond. The problem is he needs to be doing damage back. Otherwise, the enemy team is gonna maneuver around him. This is a Yago. I haven't really given much thought to him. This is just a Yago with even pulse tie and the basic merges and dragon flowers. I want to see if we get an even pulse tie rerun. I would love to pull for it. I think that there are many possible users for it, and having one support skill that is relying on your HP is really important, even though I don't have a partner for him just yet. That's the reason why I haven't why I haven't 5-starred mine yet or merged mine. This is a green. This build is taken from Banana Lounge's channel. She is essentially a red tank that debuffs the opponent. She never gets doubled because she's got 41 plus 8 from Guardian Bow and low attack speed, so she gets to 49 speed. Who the fuck is gonna double a 49 speed user? Especially on Astra, you would have to run what? Legendary Leaf? Who the fuck runs Legendary Leaf on defense? Leaf without an E, with an I, with an accent. Nobody runs him, and so you're not gonna see that many people who double her. And this is with minus speed also, so she's gonna have even higher speed. I have one with plus attack and minus speed, which are these IVs, and one with plus speed. I haven't merged or fathered them yet because I think that I might get a use from her. But yeah, it's gonna need its time. This was an attempt at seeing how a resplendent Ike would work. I believe these are the IVs that I have. I don't have one with plus speed. So I was trying to see if I could make a repel bonus double work set on my Ike. 41 speed is not bad at all. Resplendent stats give you a fuckload of stats no matter what you're looking at. And this is only at plus 4 dragon flowers. Dragon flowers are a resource that I am keeping very close eye on because they don't grow on trees, especially the infantry ones. Here I was looking at a couple builds for Brave Ike. I kept raising his merges and dragon flowers as I raised them. Eventually, yeah, I ended up running this set with plus speed from Furum. I ended up getting him to plus 10, and this week I am trying out Pulse Smoke. I haven't faced any infantry pulse yet, but I have been liking him just in general. This was just a jump key set to see if he would be worth building. I decided against it. As of right now, the bow user that I have an eye on is Norn. I have talked about it with a YouTuber called Frostlord Frigid. Let me close a bunch of apps and open them again. Norn is essentially Fae with a couple of stats barely shuffled around. She doesn't have a refined, but Guard Bow is really good. And Golden Week is coming up, so it will be worth perhaps summoning from this banner for the Red Bow. I was impressed by it at first, then you guys told me that it's a reverse special spiral, not an actual special spiral. So I was like, oh, that's nowhere near as good as I agrees. But yeah, how many merges, how many Norns do I have? Let's see. N-O-R-N-E. I love this feature so much. Okay, I can get Norn to plus 7, which is a stat breakpoint. That's really good to hear. And yeah, I have one with plus speed and one with plus resistance, just in case I decide on either of those, on building either of those. Let's get back to where we were. Units saved and okay, we were here. Kagura, yeah, these are a couple examples of Kagura. A Glacius Mirror Impact one, a Sturdy Impact Low Speed one. I ended up building mine a little bit different with Fury. Mine ends up doubling fairly often, and I have I did give her null follow-up for Brave Ike. I don't know how necessary it is, all in all, to be fair. I don't know how necessary it is. And I did give her low speed defense and panic smoke. So, yeah, perhaps she might use a different set. As of right now, she is not the problem, and neither is Elliewood. The problem is the right side of my team. And I hope that Quick and Pulse on Elliewood will make my life a little bit easier. Next up, we have a Kempf who is built. I found this built on Reddit. He is basically designed around surviving and applying his Veining Edge debuff. He wants to survive, and this will do. This has a poison strike, which is neat. Nothing really to write home about, and it prevents counterattacks on the target and everybody around him. That's fairly good. +7 is a stat breakpoint for speed, as far as I can tell. Darting Blow, Wind Sweep, Phantom Speed. It's a fairly cheap build. Rally Up Attack is just to change up his AI. Rally Up Attack, if he would die from combat, he will choose to Rally Up Attack instead, which affects a larger area. Single rallies are fine, but yeah. Leanne, this is just the basic Leanne set. I wanted to see, in some cases, if I could tank her with like an air or something like that. This was also an Infinite Miracle build that I tried on Legault. I tried a couple levels of merges, and Legault has a shit ton more attack than what's her face. So perhaps I should have gone with a Legault instead of a Felicia. Oh well. This Legion was a build that I saw a while back. He was an infantry pulse giver with a ton of HP, and he ended up having Gale Force and Fire Sweep packs. Basically, the idea was he would double very fairly. He was given 1 point of infantry pulse, so he could Gale Force on his own as long as he didn't one-shot the opponent. This is just a leaf. This is just my leaf, actually. This is an Infinite Miracle on Lewin. If you can tell, I was really trying to make the Infinite Miracle work. I was also considering a Libra. So, is this the same build twice? Yes, it is. Okay, so I will have to change one of those. I wanted to see how Wogan Noontime performed. This is my Lilino with a couple builds. Now this is from a specific team. This is Sophia, a Marth tanking setup. Marth has bonus doubler in his weapon, plus another form of bonus doubler, plus downranged. Should have made him fairly tanky. In reality, he suffers from the same issue as Eureka. And in fact, this is running dull range. This is from even before Close Call was invented. Matilda, this is just to see how she would perform. So, okay, she only gives +3 into each stat. That's not really good. I am looking for an effect that is similar to Brave Lucina, perhaps with higher stats. And what I'm really looking for in such a supporting effect is, well, something that could support a dragon or a caster, which, as far as I can tell, Lucina cannot. Where are you? Here you are. Yeah, it doesn't affect dragons, it affects beasts instead. My Matthew is here. Micaiah with a couple sets. Navarre, this is Navarre for Air Force. I have a couple builds for him. They're basically the same thing. One is running Fury, one is running Swift Sparrow. The C skill is flexible, as you might know. Yeah, the special cooldown -2 at the beginning of the first turn is a lot. And it saves you a lot of skill slots, which he isn't really getting from other things. He has much lower attack. He has much lower attack and speed compared to Air, as far as I can tell. So let me do this. I get to do Gale Force, and it's gonna show me all my Gale Forces. So Air at +0 has 48. Navarre hits, okay, 51-46 with Swift Sparrow, so it's a little bit better. But Era gets +5 speed, +5 attack from Flashing Blade. And I think actually this is true damage, yeah. Shit, let me go back. Shit, okay, let's do this again. So their damage and speed are comparable. In reality, I would need, yeah. Um, Navarre has 2 more speed, add 4 merges and 7 dragon flowers. Um, Compared to Era at only 3 dragon flowers and no merges. I don't think that I will be ever pulling for more Era merges, whereas I could get Navarre. The problem with Navarre is, as I mentioned, I ended up throwing away all my Navarres for skill inheritance, which you might say, well, Navarre has shit skill inheritance. Yeah, and I still ended up throwing him away because prior to Scarlet Sword, he was really, really bad. Um, so let's go back. How do I do this? Shit. How do I fix this? Okay, we're back. So we're here. Niles is another bow tank that I was considering. Um, with Fortune Bow. Oh no, this was a support set actually. Since he's got really high resistance, I was thinking, well, he could be a support that debuffs enemies, just like a Tamari um, dagger would be. In reality, the problem is that Fortune Bow and Sabotage Attack are much rarer. Even if he hits 44 resistance at base with just Fury. So, yeah, I ended up dropping him. This is my nails. I calc this set a fair bit to reach this final conclusion, even though I dropped Infantry Pulse for Res Smoke. This is just my Nina for Arena. This is the Norn build, one of the Norn builds that I was considering. Now one day she will get a refine and then I will consider building her. As of right now, you have a few options. Lightning Breath allows you to do a lot. Any dragon that has a breath that has distant counter, such as Sophis, allows you to do a lot with your A skill slot. As of right now, I'm afraid there is no best set for her. And as with Faye, without a Y, um, I would put off building them until we know what their refine does, because their refine might make them really good. And a similar thing is true for female Corin, OG female Corin. Corin has the problem that she does no damage, but now his stat line is fine, and so is Faye. They just need a weapon that does things. This is also a high HP support in Odin. Um, Nothing really special. He has a quad link, which is cool, I guess. But as of right now, Yago looks more interesting. I hope that you guys know how Yago's name is supposed to be pronounced, and if not, consider yourself enlightened, I guess. Yeah, it's Yago, not Iago or anything like that. These are a few Ophelia sets. I go for from 0 to 100 here. I thought I had a middle level one already, but apparently not. I've been seeing less and less of the Fury set on Ophelia, but I like it a lot actually because her speed isn't bad at all, and she wouldn't mind surviving the enemy's hit to double, right? And sometimes she can do that with Fury 4. A lot of people just build attack, but yeah, Life and Death 4 gives you 7 attack and speed. Shit, fuck. Life and Death 3 gives you what, 5? Yeah, 5. But if you don't have Life and Death 4, Fury 4 will give you 4 into each stat. So that is almost that is 1 stat less than Life and Death 3 with 4 stats more into your defenses. So yeah. Parry, this is a very basic super bonus build. I ended up putting a few merges onto mine, but she hasn't been. In my testing, she just wasn't good enough. I think I have one at... I don't know how many merges I have on mine, actually. Let me see. Oh, fuck. I will have to write her name in. Yeah. Berry. Let's go. How many merges? 4. Yeah. And dragon flowers. Yeah. +4, +4. And spoiler alert, she didn't kill anybody. So I was considering switching Raven to offense. Um, I dropped him from my defense, so I could do that, to be fair. There's nothing really stopping me from doing so. The problem is that just like Era, and even more so than Era, he's got a gigantic attack stat. So in an Air Force team, Air is gonna do a lot of collateral damage with Savage Blow, and he is never going to get 2 hits off. He is going to one-shot literally anything, and unless he gets of plenty of infantry pulses, which at 54 HP, good luck giving them to him. Yeah, he's not gonna be triggering his guild force. So you'd have to run him on a more traditional set, but I don't feel like there's a very good option for him. These are a few Reinhardt sets. I am still holding off on showing you my Reinhardt sets because I have a video coming up about it. So yeah, it's in the making. Don't worry about it. It's coming. Just I was also calculating if Swordheart would be a good Vantage user. Swordheart along with what's his fucking name? The beast guy, the red beast guy, who's got like wolfskin claw. Is that what it's called? Keaton. Yeah. Him and Keaton, along with Ares, really made me think that really put me off from running sword vantage. I get that. The new baby Marth will be able to run infinite specials with the fact that he's got a rapier. But the problem is that rapier can't be refined, and Ares doesn't do any fucking damage. That's the problem that I had with Ares. So if Ares, who gets gigantic ultimates every turn and doesn't have to use Ares uses his B skill for vantage. The new Marth will use his B skill for special spiral. Ares doesn't do any fucking damage. Why would Marth do more damage than Ares? Ares gets much more damage from his ultimate than Marth gets from his Fire Emblem knockoff. So yeah, I don't see it really. These are a couple Selifs. I was just wondering what I could run on him, if Rupture Sky would be a good option. Turns out it's too unreliable, literally on everybody. Here are a few Sylvia builds. I actually ended up putting a shitload of skill points and skill inheritance on my Sylvia. Oh shit. It rebooted. Why do you take so much RAM? I have so many skills inherited on my Sylvia. And as soon as this guy loads, I'm gonna try to show them to you. Learn skills, where are you at? Can you guys see her? I can't. Oh, here she is. Okay, so +6, +7. Let me show you what I inherited on her. She's got Slaying Edge, Armor Smasher, Barrier Blade. I even gave her Swap. I even gave her Luna, Gale Force. HP +5 for HP sets. Just a bunch of random shit. Mirror Stance, Flashing Blade 3. I didn't go all the way to 4 because come on. Pass because why not? Wings of Mercy, Escape Route, Sudden Panic. Her default dance is Speed Smoke, Infantry Pulse. I put so much stuff on her. And she's a dancer, so farming SP was really annoying. I just left the bot on all night farming rival domains. because that's what you have to do with dancers. um, and yeah, I mean, Sylvia is an extremely versatile dancer, and I could switch her to my offensive sets, to my offensive teams, in order to try and buff my era. I don't know if it would be worth it. I could try it. I could try it, and in the meantime, while I don't have my time spells available, I have a few Light's Blessing to spare. But yeah, this is a basic Sonia. I was wondering if perhaps I could repurpose my Sonia. My Sonia's my Sonia's boon is nothing special. Um, no, I'm not looking at you again. My Sonia is neither minus res nor minus attack, but she's not plus attack and not plus res. So her Glacius is going to be just regular Glacius. These are the old builds for my Sophia from before she got her splendid form. I wanted to do some calcs with her, and these are the two builds that I ended up settling on. I had already given her a null counter disrupt because I wanted her as a foil to Cavline. So she did that. She did okay. These are a couple Sothis sets. Tracer, just a basic build. Veloria, a couple builds. The problem with my Veloria is that she's minus speed, so I wanted to see with these sets if she could do okay, but 38 base speed since she's got a speed bane. Yeah, that's not good, unfortunately. That just doesn't cut it. Even with darting blow and everything, it's just a shame. If I were to pull a second Valoria, my life would be much easier when it comes to Gale Force. Unfortunately, as of right now, I do not have that option. And finally, I have a few variant builds. If you guys have anything that you would be interested in having me showcase, if there's something that you believe that you found and that you would like to share with me, like if there's some builds that you have an application for that you don't normally see, like the nails that I made, and people people have been coming to my channel and saying, "What's with the nails?" And as it turns out, he does his job really really well. He tanks Reinhardt and kills him. I mean, Reinhardt is not a strong threat nowadays, but still, being able to tank him and kill him while supporting and dancing and removing specials, that's doing a lot of work. So if there's anything like this that you found and you made and that you would want me to take a look at and that you think that might help me, because I'm always open to suggestions, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this outside of the regular scheduled video, I guess. And I will see you soon. Thank you and bye bye.